I'm sorry, Trey, there's some breaking news on Truth Social.
Yeah.
Ainsley, do you want to read that?
Sure. So Donald Trump just posted this. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world, 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death, will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran.
So this is clearly an escalation. As everyone knows, the president has an 8 p.m. deadline. He talked about the power energy plant.
Oh, my.
We're just getting some breaking news here about the war. The president has just issued a Truth Social from the White House saying this: based on conversations with Prime Minister Sharif and Field Marshal Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran, agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, what did Paul Bremer say?
We got him.
What'd they say on Wag the Dog?
I have just gotten word that the situation in Albania is resolved. That it is resolved. The CIA confirms that our troops along the Canadian border and overseas are standing down. And I must take this opportunity to call upon our president to stand.
What does it mean the situation has been resolved?
He just ended the war.
He ended the war?
Courage, Mom.
Trump that, Senator Neal, you howdy-doody looking Vance.
As we reported earlier, U.S. serviceman Willie Schuman remains missing behind enemy lines.
It's all, thinking ahead. That's what producing is.
What did Pete Hegseth say? God is good.
He sent a message: God is good. In that moment of isolation and danger, his faith and fighting spirit shone through. You see, shot down on a Friday, Good Friday, hidden in a cave, a crevice, all of Saturday, and rescued on Sunday. Flown out of Iran as the sun was rising on Easter Sunday. A pilot reborn, all home and accounted for, a nation rejoicing. God is good.
That's what producing is.
It's like being a plumber.
What? We got 2 weeks, baby. Just before I start filming, I get the word. I'd already done the intro, the World Wrestling Federation. We're still alive. The zombies haven't attacked. Everything is going perfectly to plan. Everything. I repeat what I've said over and over and over. The Iranians were in the bag before the first bomb dropped. All right? They begged, please, we're going to fire a couple of missiles at you. Please don't hurt us.
Mr. President, I want to get back to Iran. We lost 3 service members last week. May they rest in peace. In Jordan, an enemy drone from Iranian-backed proxies launched that deadly drone strike, killed our heroes. What should be the proper response?
Before you go too far, would have never happened with me. I had Iran in check. We hit them very hard for something that they did, and they had to hit back. They feel they have to do that, and I understand that. They called me to tell me we're going to hit a certain location, but we're not going to hit it. It's going to be outside of the perimeters.
Who called you?
Iran called me, called for me. And they let us know, and we had 16 missiles went off. I believe it was 16. 6 or 7 failed in the air.
When was this?
This was prior to the attack on a fort that we had where they hit back. Do you remember when they sent 18 missiles or 16 missiles? 5 failed. They let us know, don't move. We're going to have to hit you back. Psychologically, we have to do that because we hit them on something. You remember. They sent 16 or 18 missiles, and we knew they weren't going to hit inside the fort. And the media was going, and now I reveal it, the media was going wild because they say it's strange. They're very accurate missiles. How come they all missed? Nobody was killed, if you remember.
Yes,
with all of those missiles, nobody was killed. Now, they had to do it because they have people and they have to show strength. So they aimed the missiles, but they said, please don't attack us. We're not going to hit you. That was respect. We had respect.
Just stop it now. Just stop it. I was in Iran for 3 months. You weren't. I saw the fake.
Well, how it is December the 26th, and it's my first news report from Hansa, Tehran, 500 kilometers south of Tehran.
This time, Gisumi Shah Ahmadi will take you to Isfahan's Khansar, a city housing some 2,000 years worth of history.
شنیدم
Mentioned that there was, of course, Rachel Corrie Street. I saw the fraud. The enemy is Saudi, Saudi, Saudi. Watch this.
من داشتم به وحید میگفتم عمو مهدی خیلی خوبه شهید بشه ولی چند سال بعد شهید بشه.
چند سال بعد؟ چند سال؟
دیگه اون موقعی که
به من بگو چند سال؟
اصلا بعد اسرائیل.
5 سال؟
اسرائیل نبود.
نه اسرائیل نیست ریاض. سعودی.
آمریکا.
سعودی.
الان سعودی هست.
آمریکا دست ترامپ ان شاء الله خراب میشه.
Not Yahud. Not that little Satan Israel. Trump will destroy America? Well, I beg to differ, as if Trump is running anything. Saudi, Saudi, Saudi. Now you're going to get it when you understand the Sunni-Shia split. You will understand Israel runs Iran. Israel decides who's going in, who's going out, who's playing ball, who's not playing ball, and they run it through the French, German, Swiss banks, City of London, Evelyn David de Rothschild, and in the day, Lord Jacob as well. That's how it works coming out of the Paris Commune. I guess I've got to repeat myself for the 400th time. Maybe one day, very soon, I'll be chatting with someone, and I hope that Tom Luongo and others will repeat this. Yes, it is City of London. That is correct, Dorothy. But more than that, we can show you clearly it's City of London. And maybe one day someone's going to show Rouhani getting his PhD in Sharia law in a Scottish university, because when Scotland was Jewish, Scottish Rite Masonry, Kabbalah, John Dee, Queen Elizabeth I's protector, Kabbalist out of Vienna, created MI6, Alistair Crowley. There's Alexander Dugin praising Alistair Crowley. The history of Masonry, starting with the Bolshevik Revolution. It's all being taken down. Rejoice, not completely rejoice, just rejoice. Scottish Rite Masonry, Jewish power, the Hofjuden, the court Jews of Europe, the old 13 families, all interbred, interbreeding. Flatter the king. Isn't that right, Howard Lutnick and Jared Kushner? Flatter the king, but get into the royal courts, lend them money, or put billions into their meme coin accounts. Give them a free plane, a free 747. Make yourself indispensable. Say you need me to run messages backwards and forwards to King Charles in the City of London. With Rabbi Beryl and Chabad Lubavitch. This is the way it's always worked. The bases are going into Israel. This is going splendiferously. And it only costs between 50 and 100,000 innocent people's lives in Gaza. It's a bargain by the German Luciferian existentialist cults. Mathematics. Pax Americana is here. And it's only being done on the blood of 100,000 people so far. Jesus, cheap for the price of one down there at Skull and Bones when Peter Thiel's boyfriend, J.D. Vance, takes over as he will. Everything's going well. Trump is the Kodak disposable camera. When they're finished with him, out he'll go. He can take all the heat, all the horribleness. World Wrestling Federation, it has never been this bad. We await Muhammad Atta's passport to be found in a missile wreckage. Everything's well. Saudi's not destroyed. Israel's not destroyed. But I will tell you one country that's got its ass handed to them. It's called Iran. I was there, you weren't. Saudi. I told you. All of the communication systems, all their 4G towers. Where do you think they got that from? Where do you think they got the 4G cell tower from? Well, they got it through South Africa. And who do you think was supplying all that technology? Who do you think was working with China all this time? Who do you think's in all the street cameras in Iran? How do you think you just go boom, 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 and take out the Ayatollah and all his supporters? How do you do that? How do you take out Hassan Nasrallah and boom, boom, boom? How do you do that? Because they are the operation. They are Islamic terror. They run Islamic terror. Israel is the military base through which the City of London, German, French, Rothschilds, Swiss banks, World Jewish Congress, that's how they run them and finance them. They own them. We gave the story. 1975, first you kill good King Faisal. He's educating women. He's banned slavery. He's modernizing the country. He's complaining about the Saudi youth being spoilt rotten by all this money coming in. He tells Nelson Rockefeller and Kissinger, you're letting in all these Soviet communist Jews into this land. You're hated. Why are you allowing this to happen? Boom! Bolton head. 1 year later, the Shah's getting cocky and uppity to Mike Wallace. Jews run America. You're out! 3 years later, Ayatollah is here out of a Paris commune on an Air France flight with a German intelligence film crew. This is all City of London's been taken down. This is wonderful. I just thank God that the actual civilian casualties are relatively low. Not nice if it's your relative, your wife, your husband, your kids. All right, I get it. It has to end. The fraud has to end. 2 million Arabs are dead. I didn't hear too many people complaining, but my God, when Iran is attacked, the Europeans are having a fit. I wonder why. I wonder why, ladies and gentlemen. Why are the Europeans having a fit? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, why is King Charles over in America? King Charles is over to beg, can we please, pretty please, can we please run the Middle East for you? Pretty please. He's not coming over to give the Donro Middle East Dinon doctrine. He's not come to give orders. He's come to take some from the Trump administration and the Pentagon and the Heritage Foundation and a bunch of billionaires and a bunch of hardcore Catholic, Orthodox Christians and Protestants. That's what he's come for. Because as they showed in June by the French director, Villeneuve, what is that his name? The French director, which was done by good old Fred Smith's niece, Molly Smith. They were some of the production company for June, also Sicario 102, La La Land, etc. We now find King Charles wants back in, which was portrayed in June, the return of the House of Windsor to Iraq. Observe. June 20 is all about Landsrad, the return of the Windsors, the House of Windsor to the Middle East. And I'm just wondering what's going on.
My lungs taste the air of time blown past fallen sand.
So maybe the Brits and the Americanos are getting a little deal going together while they sort out.
No prisoners.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town.
Okay, so that's the return of the House of Windsor. Let's get on to this. You're going to tell you Charles's letter to Sir Lawrence Vanderpost, and I'm going to tell you who Sir Lawrence Vanderpost is. Prince Charles' letter urges US to confront Jewish lobby. This is from 2017. In a letter dated 1986 to a close friend, Prince Charles attributes Middle East unrest to the influx of foreign European Jews, expresses hope some US president has to have the courage to stand up and take on the Jewish lobby, and hints Jewish immigration to Israel is the root cause of terrorism. So he's basically parroting King Faisal in his letter and his conversations with Heinz Kissinger before they killed him, and good old Nelson Rockefeller, that you have all these Soviet communist Jews coming into the country and you're going to destroy the place. They'll knock him off 75, then they got rid of the Shah 79, they set up the Shruni-Seer dialectic, and Iran has been ably assisting the United States and Israel to get in and break up pan-Arab nationalism. Again, you can see the links below to previous videos where I explain all this, the multipolar world order, the Primakov doctrine. What's going on? The US is taking back the Middle East. It's going to boot out China. It's booted out Russia. It's now booting out the entire City of London network. That's what's going on. You need to know who Sir Lawrence Vanderpost is. He wrote the book The Seed and the Sower and books on the Kalahari Bushmen. He is the mentor to then Prince Charles, as was Lord Mountbatten. He was also very good friends with Carl Gustav Jung. Is King Charles a Muslim? No, he's playing a game. He wants to get in sweet with the Sunni Muslim world, in particular UAE and Saudi, because he wants to put the money in British banks. Look, I'm sure he has a fondness. It's the disease with the British. They get out into the desert and they all turn native, starting with T.E. Lawrence. But when it comes to that, he wants in to the Middle East. And he's going to request from Emperor Don if he can please have the Middle East. Let the Brits have the Middle East with their special relationship. We'll see how that goes. They want the Saudi money. This has all been planned. It's all going along perfectly, but we'll see how the details unfold. Again, we're worried about slaughter bots, automated killing machines, and getting that technology and that Lockheed battle management system, which is identifying enemies, predicting behaviors, and linking it all, not just into a literal battle management, but also a civil war type scenario where they can apply that as well. And that is the big worry that we all face. And it's a big worry. All the bases are going in. US bases are going into Israel. It's all going very, very well. Let's make this a short one. I've nearly finished something I've been doing before. Everything's fine. Tranquilo. Who knows if an F-15 was even shot down? It's just, who cares? I don't know about you, but I don't believe anything literally anymore, what they put up. I'm just interested in, is the US getting stronger militarily? Maybe one day even spiritually. Maybe one day even ethically and morally, but certainly not at the moment. The Pax Americana, which should have happened post-World War II, which was dismantled by that Silver Master spy ring, and we're going to go into the history, in particular, of good old Spycatcher, the book written by the MI5 agent, where he said so much of English high society, the head of MI5, his second in charge, were all Soviet spies, including Victor Rothschild. We have to understand past is prologue. So if we understand the past, the Silver Master spy ring, we will understand the problems the United States and the rest of the so-called free world face today. They're everywhere. They're in everything. They've got to be rooted out. We've got to get a Hollywood movie rehabilitating Senator Joseph McCarthy. They just did that horrible movie, Oppenheimer. Oh, he's a nice guy. Yeah, he's a commie. He gave, nuclear weapons to the Soviets, mass murderers, but he's a nice guy. Well, maybe one day we'll actually see the rehabilitation of Senator Joseph McCarthy. Listen, if you're in comfort, relatively, you be thankful every day. But know this, Trump is the throwaway Kodak camera. He's going to do a lot of dirty deeds, done not dirt cheap. He's getting paid billions into those meme coins. He's got free aircraft. The king, the royal courts are being influenced and infiltrated by the likes of Chabad Lubavitch, and Pax Silica is still on nobody's lips, still where Israel must run via artificial intelligence layer over the top of your critical infrastructure. It must run. And if you don't join in, then you're the enemy. But it must be Israeli programmable logic chips, and it must be Israeli industrial controller chips, because it just has to be. Howard Lutnick said so. No, I don't believe that. I believe these things are handled quietly, and the National Defence Authorisation Act said clearly, and I mean clearly, we are running the show, we retain all intellectual property rights, we will decide who's in and who's out. Tranquilo, relax. But we've got to have a little ally, Israel, along. But are you happy to trust the plan? I don't know about you, but I don't want to trust the plan on your own critical infrastructure. All the flyers are below. There's one links to Matt and others for an Australian version. And you need to start getting out there face-to-face with your elected representatives and also military policing. Go down to the local Republican Party meetings and join up, sign up. You don't have to start throwing it at people immediately. Just sign up, get to know people, and start to introduce the information slowly but surely. Sometimes the milk before the meat. Don't have to necessarily get to the meat straight away. Remember, you love Israel. You're praying for Israel. You've got sore knees. You're on kneeling all night praying for Israel. And it's a geostrategic partner. It's going to be a secular state with equal rights for Jews, Christians, and Muslims. The details are yet to be worked out. A lot of death and destruction has taken place. God willing, that will now slow down completely, and there can be some sort of reconciliation. Good luck, Saudi, Saudi, Saudi. You never forget that. I told you, it's about threatening Saudi, UAE, Sunni Islam. So they will sign the Abraham Accords. That's all Iran, revolutionary Iran, was invented for. And there's only one Iranian nationalist revolutionary who spoke out constantly about the corruption of the clerics and by definition also association, the Ayatollah, and the complete infiltration of the country by Mossad. And I'd say, you've realized that now, so please stop saying Iran's damaged, Saudi's on fire, it's garbage. So what, if one bomblet falls somewhere, why isn't Intel fabrication in pieces and burning? Why isn't the port of Haifa burning? For good reason, it's never going to be attacked. Never. You're going to work out in the years to come just how manufactured, how managed these Islamic terror networks have been, and the extreme violence visited upon particularly Arabs that spared Iran all these years. And it wasn't because they had all their missiles. Clearly, they're terrified of the United States. So let's stop the garbage. Finally, Iran will be a sovereign, nationalist-run country. God willing, France will be a sovereign, nationalist-run country. God willing, Germany will be a nationalist country. God willing, Russia, currently under the power of the globalist, golden boy, pedophile, homosexual Vladimir Putin, hanging with Gerhard Schroeder and Rothschild, one day the Slavs too will have their own sovereign nation, and the lighthouse on the hill will be the United States of America as God intended. How fast we get there and how good it is or isn't will be up to Americans and us who aren't Americans to cheerlead it. If we free America, we free the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with the great Bill Cooper and F. Scott Fitzgerald talking soon. F. Scott Fitzgerald, quote, "The test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold two opposing ideas in the mind at the same time and still retain the ability to function. One should, for example, be able to see that things are hopeless and yet be determined to make them otherwise. This philosophy fitted on to my early adult life when I saw the improbable, the implausible, often the impossible, come true."
What is our common bond truly? Freedom. Freedom. Without freedom, you can't be a Christian no matter what denomination you belong to. You can't be a Buddhist. You can't own a donut shop. You can't drive from here to Oregon. You can't be an American because that's what it's all about, and it's the only thing that it's all about. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's about freedom. Only freedom.